Have you ever thought about how traveling changes as you age? Maybe you've experienced it yourself, or perhaps you've heard stories from others about how travel, once an exciting adventure, can become more complicated as you get older. Traveling opens up the world to you, but for seniors, it can come with some unexpected hazards that might be easy to overlook. When we're young, we might not think twice about hopping on a plane, taking a long car ride, or exploring a new city. But as we get older, especially over 70, our bodies can respond differently to travel. It's not just about comfort or convenience. Some travel habits that might have been harmless in the past can actually pose real risks to your health now. Imagine planning a trip. Maybe it's a beach vacation or a visit to your grandkids. You're excited, looking forward to a change of scenery and reconnecting with loved ones. But along the way, you could encounter a few hidden dangers if you're not careful. These dangers might not be immediately obvious, but they can have a major impact on your well-being. In this video, we're going to go over 7 travel hazards that seniors over 70 need to avoid before their next adventure. These are things that might seem harmless or routine, but can actually lead to serious health issues or discomfort during your travels. Let's dive in with the first few hazards that you should be aware of before packing your bags and heading out the door. 1. Not staying hydrated during your trip. We all know that hydration is essential for our health, but many people don't realize just how much more important it becomes as we age, especially while traveling. When you're at home, you have the luxury of being in your routine, where drinking water regularly is easier. But when you're traveling, it's easy to forget or neglect your hydration. Whether you're taking a long flight, enjoying a road trip, or exploring a new city on foot, dehydration can sneak up on you, and it can hit harder than you might think. For seniors, dehydration can lead to a number of complications like fatigue, headaches, dizziness, and confusion. Even mild dehydration can increase the risk of urinary tract infections, kidney stones, or exacerbate other existing health issues, such as high blood pressure or heart problems. But here's the kicker. Dehydration can be a lot harder to notice in older adults because the body's thirst response weakens with age. This makes it crucial to be proactive about drinking enough water, especially when you're on the go. Think about Harold, a 72-year-old man who was on a cross-country road trip to visit his daughter. He was so excited about the trip that he didn't realize he was getting dehydrated. By the time he arrived, he felt exhausted, dizzy, and lightheaded. A quick check with his doctor revealed that he was mildly dehydrated, something that could have been easily avoided with a little more attention to hydration during the trip. So, how can you stay hydrated while traveling? Carry a water bottle with you and make it a habit to sip throughout the day. Try to avoid sugary drinks, alcohol, and too much caffeine, as these can actually dehydrate you. If you're flying, the air in the cabin can be especially dry, so drink extra water before, during, and after the flight. Make sure you're aiming to drink around 8 ounces of water every 2-3 hours, especially in hot weather or after physical activity. 2. Overexerting yourself with sightseeing or travel activities. Traveling often involves a lot of walking, sightseeing, and physical activities, things that can be incredibly fun, but also taxing on your body if you're not careful. While it's great to be active and explore, seniors over 70 need to pay close attention to how much physical exertion they're doing, especially if they're in unfamiliar environments or different time zones. Sometimes, in the excitement of travel, it's easy to overdo it. Walking for hours around a museum, hiking up a mountain trail, or trying to fit in every tourist spot in one day. But overexerting yourself can lead to muscle strain, joint pain, fatigue, or even more serious issues like a fall or injury. Take Susan, for example. At 74, Susan was thrilled to visit a new city and was eager to check off all the sites on her list. On her first day, she ended up walking for several hours without a break, visiting multiple attractions. By the evening, she was exhausted and dealing with severe leg cramps and soreness. The next few days of her trip were spent recovering, and she had to miss out on some of the fun activities she had planned. This could have been avoided if Susan had paced herself and planned for regular rest breaks. As we get older, our bodies need more time to recover, and it's important to listen to those signals. Instead of trying to fit everything into one day, break your trip into smaller chunks of time and plan for downtime. If you know there's a lot of walking involved, make sure to wear comfortable shoes and take breaks every hour to rest. You can always come back to that museum or viewpoint another day, and you'll enjoy it more when you're not exhausted. 3. Ignoring medication schedules or not bringing enough supplies. For many seniors, travel can disrupt their usual routine, especially when it comes to taking medications. When you're away from home, it can be easy to forget to take your pills or adjust to the time zone changes. This can be dangerous, especially if you rely on certain medications to manage chronic conditions like high blood pressure, diabetes, or heart disease. Even something as simple as forgetting to pack enough medication or not taking it on time can lead to serious health complications. Medications can be especially tricky when traveling internationally, as different countries have different rules regarding what's available and where it can be purchased. Consider the experience of Frank, a 70-year-old who was heading to a family reunion out of state. In the rush of packing and preparing for his trip, he forgot to pack his blood pressure medication. While he didn't think much of it at first, by the time he arrived, he started feeling lightheaded and out of sorts. It wasn't until he got back home that he realized the impact missing just a few doses had on his system. To avoid this kind of issue, it's essential to plan ahead. Make sure you have enough medication for the duration of your trip and bring extra in case of delays. If you're traveling internationally, check with your doctor to make sure your medications are legal to bring into the country, and make sure to carry a doctor's note with you. Set alarms on your phone to remind you to take your medication on schedule, and never skip doses, even if you're busy or distracted by your travels. Now that we've covered a few of the travel hazards that can affect seniors, dehydration, overexertion, and medication mishaps, let's move on to the next potential risks you should be aware of before your next adventure. These are things that might seem minor, but they can lead to major issues if you're not careful. Now that we've discussed staying hydrated, avoiding overexertion, and ensuring you have your medication under control, let's look at a few more hidden dangers that can affect your travel experience. These risks might not always be obvious, but they can significantly impact your health and comfort. By being proactive, you can prevent these issues from ruining your trip. 4. Traveling without proper health insurance coverage. Before embarking on a trip, it's essential to make sure you have the right health insurance coverage, especially if you're over 70. Health insurance can vary depending on where you're traveling, whether it's domestically or internationally, and many health insurance policies don't cover you when you're outside of your home country or even your home state. While you might assume that you're covered by your usual health insurance plan, there are often limitations when it comes to medical emergencies while traveling. Even domestic travel, especially if you're heading to a rural area, can expose you to risks that your regular plan might not fully cover. And when you're traveling internationally, medical costs can escalate quickly, even for simple issues like a doctor's visit or medication. Consider Barbara, a 71-year-old who decided to travel abroad for a once-in-a-lifetime trip to Europe. She didn't realize that her regular health insurance didn't cover her while she was overseas. During her trip, she caught a cold and had to visit a local doctor, but when she got back home, she was shocked to see how much the medical bills had cost. More than she could have anticipated. Before traveling, make sure you have travel insurance that includes health coverage. This can save you from having to pay out of pocket in case of an emergency. If you have existing health conditions, it's also a good idea to check with your insurance provider to see if additional coverage is necessary for your specific situation. This simple step can provide peace of mind, knowing that you won't be left stranded without the medical care you need. 5. Underestimating the impact of jet lag or time zone changes. Jet lag is something that many travelers experience, but as we age, it can hit harder and last longer. Time zone changes mess with your internal clock, making it difficult for you to adjust to new sleep and wake patterns. For seniors, jet lag can lead to increased fatigue, irritability, and even confusion. It can take longer to adjust to a new time zone, which means that what might have been a minor inconvenience in your younger years could leave you feeling unwell or drained. Imagine Henry, a 78-year-old man who traveled from the US to Europe for a family reunion. He was excited about the trip, but when he arrived, the time zone difference made it difficult for him to sleep. He found himself exhausted and struggling to adjust to the new schedule, which put a damper on his experience. This kind of fatigue could also affect your immune system, making you more susceptible to illness or infection. To avoid the worst effects of jet lag, plan your trip with time to adjust. Arrive at your destination a day or two ahead of time if possible, to give your body a chance to get used to the new time zone. Drink plenty of water during your flight, avoid caffeine, and try to get natural light exposure once you arrive. If you're traveling internationally, consider adjusting your sleep schedule a few days before you leave by going to bed and waking up an hour earlier or later, depending on your destination. 6. Not paying attention to foot care and comfort. Travel often involves a lot of walking, whether you're touring a city, hiking, or even just getting around the airport. For seniors, foot care can easily fall to the wayside, but it's crucial to maintain foot health while traveling. Poor circulation, swollen feet, or simply wearing uncomfortable shoes can lead to painful conditions like blisters, ingrown toenails, or even more serious issues like deep vein thrombosis, DVT. Let's take Linda, a 74-year-old woman who planned an exciting sightseeing trip to Washington, D.C. She didn't realize how much walking would be involved, and by the end of the first day, she was dealing with blisters and sore feet. The discomfort only worsened the next day, making it difficult for her to enjoy the trip. To avoid foot problems while traveling, it's essential to wear comfortable shoes that provide adequate support. Look for shoes with good arch support, cushioning, and breathable material. If you plan on walking a lot, make sure to break in your shoes ahead of time. Also, if you're prone to swelling in your feet or ankles, take time to elevate your feet during breaks, wear compression socks, and stay hydrated. A little extra care can prevent your feet from becoming a major hindrance on your trip. As you can see, the hazards we've discussed, like health insurance issues, jet lag, and foot care, might not seem like huge problems, but they can really affect your ability to enjoy your travels. By taking the time to prepare properly, you'll avoid these dangers and have a much more comfortable, enjoyable trip. For instance, adjusting your sleep schedule to minimize jet lag might take a bit of effort, but it will help you adjust faster and avoid feeling miserable for days. Making sure your shoes are comfortable and supportive can save you from foot pain that could ruin your plans. And getting the right health insurance coverage might take some research, but it's a small price to pay for the peace of mind that you'll be taken care of if something goes wrong. As we move on, let's dive into the remaining travel hazards that every senior over 70 should keep in mind. The more you prepare and plan, the more you can focus on what really matters, enjoying your travels and making lasting memories. We've covered several travel hazards that can affect your trip, including staying hydrated, avoiding overexertion, ensuring you have proper health insurance, adjusting to time zone changes, and taking care of your feet. These seemingly minor things can have a major impact on your ability to travel safely and enjoy your adventure. But there are still a couple more hidden risks that seniors should watch out for before they pack their bags. 7. Ignoring safety precautions while traveling. One of the most important things to keep in mind when traveling is personal safety. As we age, we naturally become more vulnerable to accidents, and this can be heightened in unfamiliar environments. Whether you're navigating crowded city streets, crossing busy intersections, or even walking around your hotel, there are countless opportunities for accidents that could lead to falls, injuries, or even worse. Let's think about Edna, a 72-year-old woman who was on a solo trip to New York City. She was excited to explore, but she was so focused on the sights that she didn't pay attention to her surroundings. One evening, while walking along a poorly lit street, she tripped on an uneven sidewalk and fell. Thankfully, she wasn't seriously hurt, but she was shaken up and had to cut her trip short. It's easy to get lost in the excitement of travel, but safety should always be a priority. Make sure to wear shoes with good grip and avoid slippery surfaces, especially in areas that may be unfamiliar to you. If you're traveling abroad, always have the address of your hotel and emergency contact numbers on hand. Avoid carrying large amounts of cash and always use a crossbody bag to keep your valuables close. One of the simplest ways to stay safe while traveling is by following the buddy system whenever possible. Traveling with a friend or family member can reduce your chances of getting into an unsafe situation. But if you're traveling solo, make sure to stay in well-populated areas, avoid walking alone at night, and let someone know your plans. Additionally, consider using personal safety devices like a whistle or a small flashlight, especially if you're walking in dimly lit areas. Proactive steps to take before traveling. Now that we've covered these additional travel hazards, safety precautions, and overpacking, let's talk about some proactive steps you can take to make sure you're fully prepared before embarking on your next adventure. By planning ahead, you'll be able to avoid many of these common travel pitfalls and ensure that your trip is as smooth and enjoyable as possible. Stay active before your trip. Regular exercise leading up to your trip is a great way to prepare your body for travel. Focus on strengthening your legs, improving your balance, and increasing your endurance. Activities like walking, yoga, or swimming can help build strength and flexibility, making it easier to handle the physical demands of travel. It will also reduce the risk of injuries or strains while you're on the move. Organize your health essentials. In addition to making sure you have the right health insurance coverage, take the time to organize any medical necessities you might need. Keep a list of your prescriptions, allergies, and emergency contacts. Pack any medications in their original containers to avoid confusion, and bring extra supplies in case of delays. If you're traveling internationally, have a translated list of your medications and medical conditions on hand to help communicate with doctors if needed. Prepare your itinerary and emergency plans. The more organized your travel plans are, the less stressful your trip will be. Make sure you have all the details of your itinerary handy, including addresses, flight information, and accommodation confirmations. Have a backup plan in case of delays or cancellations. And if you're traveling alone, it's a good idea to share your plans with a loved one back home and set regular check-in times to let them know you're safe. Invest in travel aids. Depending on your health, you may need travel aids to help make your journey more comfortable. Compression socks can help improve circulation and reduce swelling during long flights or road trips. A portable seat cushion can make long periods of sitting more comfortable, and a travel pillow can help support your neck while you sleep. Small travel aids can go a long way in making your trip more enjoyable. Making travel a joyful experience. At the end of the day, travel is about creating memories, experiencing new places, and enjoying the adventure. But by recognizing and addressing these hidden travel hazards, you can ensure that your trips are more enjoyable and stress-free. Traveling as a senior can still be an incredibly rewarding experience, especially when you take the time to prepare and prioritize your health and safety. As you plan for your next adventure, remember that the world is still out there for you to explore, and with the right precautions, you can continue to travel with confidence and ease. In the next part, we'll dive deeper into some additional travel safety tips and answer a few common questions that seniors often have when it comes to traveling. We'll provide you with the final steps to make sure you're fully prepared for your next journey. As we've covered so far, preparing for travel as a senior involves understanding potential risks and making proactive changes to ensure your trip goes smoothly. From staying hydrated and avoiding overexertion to ensuring you're safe and comfortable while traveling, a little preparation goes a long way. But of course, there are always some questions that come up when you're planning a trip, and we're going to answer some of those common concerns now. Many seniors worry about how they can implement these tips while still enjoying the travel experience. They might ask, "Where do I start?" Or "What if I don't feel like I'm physically fit enough for the trip?" Don't worry, there are always practical steps you can take to make your journey enjoyable and safe, no matter where you're headed. Realistic advice, taking simple steps before your next trip. Let's break down a few simple things you can do to make sure you're ready for your next adventure. 1. Prioritize your health before you go. If you're planning a trip, it's a good idea to schedule a checkup with your doctor beforehand. They can help you assess your health and give you any necessary vaccinations or travel health advice. If you have chronic conditions such as diabetes, arthritis, or high blood pressure, your doctor may need to adjust your medication for the duration of your trip. Having a conversation about your plans ensures that you're as healthy as possible for your travels. For your exercises at home, also, don't forget to review any medications you take. Make sure you have enough for the entire trip and any necessary prescriptions in case of delays. Write down important health information like the name and dosage of your medications, your doctor's contact details, and any allergies. And keep it with you at all times. This simple step can save you from stress if something unexpected arises while you're away. 2. Choose destinations with accessibility in mind. When you're deciding on your destination, think about how accessible it will be. While international trips are exciting, they can sometimes involve more physical strain due to language barriers, unfamiliar surroundings, and unfamiliar transportation systems. Domestic travel can be a great option for seniors, offering an easier time adjusting to the environment and healthcare systems. For instance, national parks may be beautiful, but require a lot of walking or hiking. A trip to a city with great public transportation and more accessible amenities might be a better option if walking long distances is not easy for you. Research the amenities at your destination. Are there elevators? Is public transport available and senior-friendly? Are there options for walking tours that are gentle on your body? The more you know about your destination, the more comfortable and confident you'll feel. 3. Keep your luggage light and manageable. When you're packing for your trip, remember that you don't need to bring everything with you. Overpacking can lead to physical strain and fatigue, especially when you need to carry or handle heavy luggage. A good rule of thumb is to pack light and aim for items that are versatile and easy to move. Choose clothing that can be worn in multiple ways and pack only the essentials. When selecting luggage, go for lightweight options with wheels so you don't have to lift heavy bags. If you need extra help at airports or train stations, don't hesitate to ask for assistance. Many travel services are designed to make it easier for seniors to get around. Remember, the less weight you carry, the less stress on your body, and the more you can enjoy your trip. I hope you found these travel tips helpful and that you're feeling more confident about your upcoming trip. I'd love to hear from you. What are some of the travel precautions you've taken or challenges you've faced while traveling as a senior? Feel free to share your experiences and thoughts in the comments below. If you have any more questions about travel or any concerns you'd like advice on, don't hesitate to ask. I'm here to help, and your feedback is always appreciated. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it with others who might find it useful, and don't forget to subscribe so you can keep up with more helpful travel tips and senior-friendly advice. As we wrap up, I want to remind you that travel can still be an incredible adventure at any age. By taking these simple steps and planning ahead, you can reduce the risks and enjoy your trip to the fullest. You deserve to have these enriching experiences, and with a little preparation, you can have a safe, fun, and fulfilling journey. Start by implementing some of these tips for your next trip, and I'm sure you'll find that traveling as a senior can be just as exciting and rewarding as ever. Remember, age is just a number, and with the right mindset, there's no limit to where you can go and what you can experience. As we wrap up this guide on the hidden travel hazards seniors over 70 need to avoid, I hope you're feeling more confident and ready for your next adventure. Traveling as a senior can be one of the most rewarding experiences, but with a little extra preparation, you can ensure it's as safe and enjoyable as possible. From staying hydrated and avoiding overexertion to planning for health coverage and safety, these simple steps will help you avoid some of the common pitfalls that many seniors face while traveling. Now, let's talk about a few final tips and a call to action to make sure you're fully equipped to travel smart and safe. First and foremost, take some time now to assess your health and plan accordingly. If you're planning a trip in the near future, consider scheduling a checkup with your doctor to make sure you're in good condition for travel. This might be a great opportunity to address any lingering health concerns, update your prescriptions, and make sure you're up to date on any necessary vaccines, especially if you're traveling internationally. If you haven't already, look into travel insurance that covers health emergencies. It's one of the best ways to protect yourself while traveling, ensuring you don't get stuck with an unexpected medical bill if something goes wrong. Make sure you understand the coverage and know what steps to take if you need assistance while abroad. Don't wait until the last minute to pack. Give yourself plenty of time to carefully choose your outfits. Make sure your luggage is light and plan for all the essentials. Comfortable shoes, a good water bottle, and your health supplies should always be at the top of your packing list. The more prepared you are, the more you can focus on enjoying the adventure itself. Now, here's something simple you can do today to get started on your travel preparations. Create a checklist of everything you need to do before your next trip. Include health tasks, such as making sure you have enough medication, organizing your health information, and confirming your insurance coverage. Write down what you'll need to pack, and don't forget about your comfort and safety. By planning early and making these small but important adjustments, you'll be better prepared for whatever your journey has in store. Trust me, a little preparation can make a world of difference. In our next video, we'll be diving into even more travel tips for seniors, focusing on how to maintain your energy and stamina while on the go. Many seniors worry about getting fatigued or feeling sluggish during travel, but I'll share simple ways to boost your energy and feel great no matter how far you're going. You won't want to miss this. As we close, remember this: age truly is just a number. The world is full of incredible experiences, and with the right mindset and preparation, there's no reason why you can't continue to explore, adventure, and create memories. Traveling is about enriching your life, staying curious, and having fun. Don't let age hold you back. Embrace the adventure. I want to thank you again for watching and being part of this journey with me. I truly hope these tips help you travel more safely and comfortably, and I can't wait to hear about the amazing trips you're going to take next. If you enjoyed the video, please like, share, and subscribe for more helpful content. And don't forget to comment below with your own travel tips or questions. I love hearing from you. Here's to many more wonderful travels ahead, filled with joy, exploration, and unforgettable memories.